So some people use their Twitter accounts to circulate stuff they found online that they want other people to see. That's mostly what I use mine for. Some people use their Twitter account to promote things they're doing. I do some of that too. Some people use it for pure entertainment value. And then there's Newark, New Jersey's Mayor Cory Booker. Quote, "So many parks being built in Newark. Here's to my county executive, Joe D., Essex executive. He's my passionate, prodigious park-producing partner and pal." That's the mayor saying that. He tweets practical stuff like a link to an article explaining the health reform bill, links to his re-election campaign ads, but he also, out of the blue, posts things like this quote from Edison: "Restlessness and discontent are the first necessities of progress." Or this from Sidney Howard: "One half of knowing what you want is knowing what you must give up before you get it." Or this one from Nelson Mandela: "It always seems impossible until it's done." Newark, New Jersey is a city that knows something about impossible. Newark also knows something about getting things done that seem impossible. Here's what Cory Booker tweeted last night and why he is here as my guest now. Quote, "We did it. First calendar month without a murder since 1966. Joining us now is the mayor of Newark, New Jersey. In the mid-1990s, Newark was called the most dangerous city in America. Newark just went without a single murder for one calendar month, the month of March. It's the first time that has happened in Newark in 44 years. Mr. Mayor, congratulations.
It's good to be here. And
nice
my Twitter followers will kill me if I don't say happy birthday. I'll never be invited back now. But
no, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. I tried to cancel birthday this year, but it didn't work. Thank you. All right. This milestone is an amazing achievement. Your police chief credits an emphasis on fighting the drug trade in Newark and smarter policing. What do you think? How do you understand how this has happened?
Well, policing is one part of it, and we have men and women putting their heart and soul out there to do new strategies, new technology, more feet on the street. But we really believe in Newark that it's got to be two things. And the other has got to be more programs for people coming home from prison, because we're the land of the free, but we lock more folks up. And then when they come out, we create every disincentive for them to re-engage and every obstacle for them succeeding. We have a 65% recidivism rate. And in Newark, we now have some programs that have driven that down to less than 5% that we're very proud of. Fatherhood programs, pro bono legal services for guys coming home, and having a lot of success there. We really invested a lot of our resources in summer jobs for kids and other activities. So it's really got to be a full, comprehensive effort. And the best thing that's happened to us as Newarkers is residents are stepping up more and more to say no more. They're using our anonymous tip lines. They're organizing block associations. We even had one block in a dangerous neighborhood that organized men and women in their community to walk together late at night when crime was most happening to protect their own neighborhoods and their streets. And my favorite one is a guy who used his stimulus check to buy a lawnmower to go on a drug turf where the guys were hanging out selling narcotics and there often was violence, to just start mowing the lawn and manicuring it. He made it look so beautiful, eventually the drug dealers just left. So I have a great city of great people standing up and standing together to make their American dream come true.
It is, as you say, it's more than just policing. Policing and public safety efforts specifically have been comprehensive, and it's about the police as well. You are known for sometimes going out with police patrols in late night in your city. Why do you do that? How does that help? What do you get out of that? How do you think it affects what's going on in the city in terms of crime?
Well, first of all, I think that the police officers, if you're going to try to break a culture and really get your police to understand their importance, you have to be out there. And I'll stop police officers, which gives a young African-American male in America a great pleasure to pull a cop over and have a conversation and say, look, you're the most important agent in our democracy right now, because there's too many Americans who have resigned themselves that there'll be streets you just can't walk down on certain hours. They've surrendered this country over to forces we don't believe in. So by what they do, they can make people believe again and expand the moral consciousness of our country. And when you start putting individual actors and letting them know how important they are, it's really ramped up productivity in our city. Our police officers are doing things that to me I'm in awe of. While I began going out all the time at night with checking on police, now I've actually shifted to going out with the residents, asking them to drive and patrol with me on safety patrols. And we've gotten more clergy, teenagers, senior citizens to go out in cars with me and drive around the neighborhoods, just letting folks know that these streets belong to us. We're not surrendering them to anybody.
You're up for re-election now. Taking nothing for granted, but if I was a betting person, I would bet that you are going to be re-elected. If you are re-elected, are you looking at your next term and saying more of the same, what we're doing is working, we need to make sure that these gains are held? Or do you have new new initiatives, new proposals in mind?
New initiatives, new proposals, and we're always scouring the country, frankly, because we can all learn from each other for great models. There's a phenomenal professor at John Jay College we sat in my office with this week, actually, to talk to him about strategies that are not about arresting people that are involved in the drug trade and narcotics trade, but doing early interventions with them. And so there's some radical success happening in places like High Point, North Carolina, that even exceed what we're doing in Newark. And so to me, that's the way you stop crime, because police, at the end of the day, they only treat the symptom of the problem. They don't treat the root problem. And the root problem is making sure every American has a pathway to opportunity and to success. And we could do that no matter where you are, from Detroit to Newark, from Beverly Hills to Summit, New Jersey. Every place can reflect our values. And my only frustration is that we in America too often allow our inability to do everything to undermine our determination to do something. And we get caught up in what I call a state of sedentary agitation, where we sit back and watch TV getting very upset at what's happening and don't realize that all of us can do things to create radical transformation. And Newark, we really want to be the place that shows that's possible.
But as the mayor of the largest city in New Jersey, though, I mean, the thing that's sort of looming here, and people around the country looking at you right now thinking, oh, he seems quite together and he's getting some results. He seems like an interesting young politician. The thing that makes people feel like things can't be done through government is not just that we're sedentary in our agitation, it's that 5 of the last 7 mayors of Newark were criminally indicted. I mean, public corruption in terms of urban politics, it's the kind of thing that we put out State Department reports for other countries on.
Right.
Why has it been so bad, and what will stop it?
Well, at the end of the day, you're going to get the government that you deserve. This ultimately is a democracy. And what people often do is they get so fed up with politics that they cede the field and say, I'm not even going to get involved. And we have just chronically low turnouts in urban areas. Yeah. And so really my challenge to people is, if you really want to make a difference, if you want change, you've got to be the one that makes it. And you have a choice in life. You and I both do. Every moment of your life, you have a choice to accept conditions as they are or take responsibility for changing them. If you're not willing to take responsibility for changing government, for changing crime and violence, for changing education, and just continue to go about doing what you do, then you deserve the results that we have. But if you're one of those people like the great Americans who literally, bled this soil red for us, who put sacrifices for workers' rights, for women's rights, for civil rights, if you're willing to continue, not just be a person who drinks deeply from wells of freedom that you didn't dig, but to be prove worthy of that by getting involved, then you can change this country. It is so possible. And that's what we're trying to say to folks. And we celebrate those individual heroes of hope in our city that are doing that every single day. We haven't changed Newark because of a mayor. We've changed Newark because of a lot of people coming together to do the things people don't normally do, and that's why we're getting the results that people don't normally get.
Mayor Cory Booker of Newark, New Jersey, celebrating a public safety milestone, hopefully one of many.
Thank you.
It's great to see you, Cory. Always good to see you. One more thing. For all of the very serious news that there is in Cory Booker's life, and the seriousness with which he takes his job as mayor of Newark, can I show you the single best Cory Booker tweet of the week? Here it is. Forgive me but a bit of Passover humor. Question: what do you call someone who derives pleasure from the bread of affliction? Answer: a masochist. Cory Booker, for good reason, is a widely admired politician. I have known him for many, many years, so I can also tell you in no uncertain terms that he is also a giant goober. Yes. And I mean that in the best possible way.
Proud to be one.
We'll be right back. Imagine you are a Somali pirate. You're a pirate from Somalia. Your MO is that you attack ships, you try to take them over, you hold the ships for ransom. Generally, we're talking tankers and cargo ships. You're thinking, bigger the ship, bigger the likely ransom, right? Well, last night at about midnight, a group of 3 Somali pirates in a small boat saw a really big boat on the horizon. They couldn't quite make out what it was. It was midnight after all, but they decided, let's take a crack at it. And, turns out the boat they went after was a U.S. Navy guided missile frigate, the USS Nicholas. Couldn't see, it was dark. This all happened west of the Seychelles, a group of islands way off the coast of Somalia. The USS Nicholas had been tracking the pirates. They returned fire after the pirates fired on them. Sailors from the Nicholas then boarded the pirate skiff. They arrested the 3 pirates. They sunk the pirate ship. They located the pirates' mothership nearby, which had another 2 pirates on board. U.S. sailors arrested those other pirates, too. They took the mothership into custody. And that whole, it's not just a job, it's an adventure thing, turns out that's exactly accurate about the Navy.